Hey guys, and welcome back. As you can tell, we're going to be focusing on Project Lazarus today, and we've already done a whole slew of things, such as the valve cover gaskets. We've done an oil change, brand new wheels and tires on her. We had to do everything with the expansion tank or the overflow tank and make sure that the cooling system was good. And with every good deed, it does not go unpunished. So today, I'm going to show you what we're going to tackle next on Project Lazarus. Alright guys, we're back and I'm jacking up the car, so you know it has to deal with something underneath. Thank goodness it's not the cooling system this time. Let's just get her up in the air. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a drop of oil. After driving it, I get about 2 times that size, so it's not huge, but it is an oil leak. And you can see from looking at the wonderful oil pan, that is where I think it's coming from. You can see the leakage and seepage right there. So, of course, I could do this the right way and actually take the pan off and replace the gasket, because that's what I think that it is. But, as you guys loved what I did with my Jaguar with the AT-205, let's get started. So my AT-205 came in and we're now going to add it to the vehicle. Now, this is one of my favorite things because of how easy it is to do. Obviously, you get the bottle inside and all you do is for 6 quarts of oil, pour this bottle and you're done. It's super simple. So let's do that now. All right guys, so we're just gonna remove the oil fill cap. You can see I was just driving her around. Little smokes, never hurt anything. And then just pour this in. Now, as we're pouring this into the oil, what we do need to remember is that you need around 5 hours of drive time before this AT-205 can be fully effective. So with that being said, let's take her for a quick drive just to make sure that it's all mixed in there, because I don't want to just let it sit and if it goes to the bottom or goes to the top or whatever it does, but I want to mix it. So we're going to take her out for a quick test spin, pull her in, drive her the rest of the week, get about 5 hours of drive time on it, and see if that pesky oil leak has stopped. I think it will. So far, we've put AT-205 in there. We've driven her around for a little bit. The engine temp is up to warm. It's had time to mix and circulate, but it does require 5 hours of usage. So I'm gonna use it for the rest of the week. And then the lucky part for you guys is it'll be a snap and we'll be right back at it looking at the underside to see if we really have stopped that leak. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so I've been driving this thing around, and after about 1 hour, I parked it, left it overnight, nothing under it. Now, it has been driven 3 hours so far, and I'm hoping when I back this thing away, there is still nothing under it, which means AT-205 is working. Now, it still needs another 2 hours, but here's what I'm gonna do next. Seeing that we're about 3 hours halfway into this vetting process, I am going to back this out, see if there's anything down there. Then I'm going to put it on the lift and clean the bottom, drive it for another 2 hours, and then we can look at the bottom again and see if AT-205 is truly doing the trick. Alright guys, so you remember before I would get a drop or 2 down here, and now absolutely nothing. I know that those look like drops, that's just concrete when I stained it, so that's nothing. There is absolutely no oil. That's not oil. That is also just like gooey rubber from something else I did, so that's not oil either. But right here is where the car was. No oil. I am super stoked. Let's get under it and clean it. I have to say, so far I'm pretty excited. I'm glad not to see any oil on the ground, but now the real test, let's put it up in the air and see what it looks like. Okay, so now we're underneath, and over here where the oil fill is, we can see that it's got some slosh and gunk, but nothing dripping. And then over here, I still see one nasty drip bubble but it's not dripping, which is good. So let's go ahead and clean this off. I'll give you another shot and then we'll put it back up in the air after about 2 more hours of driving. All right, so I used a cloth and just gently wiped everything off. I did not use anything like brake cleaner or engine degreaser or anything because I just kind of wanted to get it clean and dry. That way we will be able to see if there was any leakage still going on. Now remember, right here is where we had a puddle and maybe a little bit on one of these bolts. But right now, it is looking clean. Well, I just cleaned it, so of course it's looking clean. Well, it's been over 5 hours of use, and that means we can finally do the final inspection and see if the Z4 leak is still there or if AT-205 actually did its job. Now, I would have put this up on the lift and made it easy on myself, but I've bought another project that you guys will be seeing very shortly. So what we're gonna do is just move her back a little bit, jack her up, and take a look underneath. The first thing that we're gonna look for is if there's any oil sitting underneath it now. Let's back her up. So good news, there is no oil underneath. That's water just because it's raining outside. But the good news is there is no oil leaking, so that is great. Let's take a look underneath. Okay, so let's take a look. So far so good. Not too bad. Let's take a look all the way back here. Well, you can see a little bit of that residue still sticking out right about there. I don't know if that is from me driving it. I've been driving in the rain and everything, so it might just be washing off, but that's just a little bit and that's not going to leak. But the biggest difference right here, look, this looks so much better. So much better. Nothing is leaking, it's dirty, but it looks great. So excited. Well, I cannot tell you how excited I am. AT-205 really does a good job. And remember, we used this on my Jaguar 2-3 years ago, and it did stop a bigger leak, and then it came back. So they do say that you should add this to your oil each time you do an oil change. Hopefully with this one, seeing that it was a much smaller oil leak, that I won't need to do that, but it also has the underbody shield that's going on anyway, so I'll probably never see it again. But it is good to know that at least after 5 hours of driving, this stuff works. Okay guys, leave me comments, let me know that I shouldn't have done this to a BMW Z4, and if you have any questions, leave those below. If you're looking for AT-205, check the description below. We'll catch you next time. No more oil leak, no more oil leak, no more oil leak.